Previously on The Sims 4 Big Brother.
Level 9 of this game introduced Money Week into the house. Throughout the week, our house guests will be given opportunities to earn a little bit of a cash advantage and reward for their time and place in competitions. We saw Vanessa and Mark grab $1,000 during the HOH competition, however it was Zoe who grabbed the big fish and a $5,000 cash reward. We also had a failed lottery party where our house guests were able to have some drinks and dance while also playing their hand at the lottery. However, the most anyone was able to get was $170, which almost everyone was able to receive. Once the party was over, however, our house guests headed straight into the nomination ceremony, where our HOH Zoe had to name 2 people to face eviction. This was Zoe's first game move, and it was a big one, as she went for the 2 powerhouses of the competition and nominated both Akira and Nox to face the block. Will one of them go home this Friday, or will one of them be able to win the Power of Veto competition in today's episode and take themselves off the block? Or will potentially Zoe or someone else win and keep it the same? Plus, we can't forget about Money Week. Will the temptation of a cash reward sway them from winning, or will it push them even further? Find out tonight on The Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2. Hi all my beanie weenies, and welcome back to another episode of The Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2. And today we have a quick little episode planned, and we are getting right to business as we pick players for the Power of Veto. And Zoe, being HOH, is the first one to pick, so we're looking through her relationships to see who she is closest to. And she is closest to Rashida, so Rashida is going to fight alongside her in the Power of Veto competition. Next up, we have our 2 nominees, Nox and Akira, taking their seats, and we're going to see who they pick. First up is Akira. And this is actually pretty interesting. So because Akira got a pick first, he actually picked Vanessa to play alongside him. And we all know that Vanessa and Nox have had a little showmance brewing throughout the season. So that would have definitely been Nox's pick as well. So we're going to have to look and see who his second choice would have been. So Nox's relationship with Akira is actually pretty close with Mark. However, since Akira is a nominee, he went ahead and chose Mark, leaving Bob as the only person not playing in the Power of Veto. For the rest of our house guests, let's go ahead and head on into the backyard and into the competition arena where the Power of Veto awaits. Welcome, house guests, to the Coming Up Roses Power of Veto competition. As you can see laid out in front of you are a set of 6 colored lanes. Each lane holds about 24 roses. You will start by sitting in a chair matching the colored lane in front of you. Then, when I say go, all of you will enter your designated lane and begin planting the roses. Whoever is able to plant all of the roses and water all of the roses and manage to come back and sit down in their matching chair will win Power of Veto for the week. Now on your mark, get set, go! Now, so far everyone is pretty close together. However, it looks as though Mark has a very slight lead above Knox and Rashida. Now, Akira does seem to be in last place right now, very close alongside Vanessa and Zoe. It's really interesting how it's kind of going from the left to the right, with left winning and the right side losing, but they are still very close together and it could be anyone's game. I feel like it just takes 1 second to stand there a little too long and someone's able to move on to the next rose. Now with this overhead shot, you can clearly see where the race is going right now. We're past the halfway point and Mark is still in the lead, but it's just by seconds. As soon as he finishes burying a rose, then we have Knox and Rashida kind of going with second place right now, and then third place is basically Vanessa, Zoe, and Akira. Everyone is very in sync with their partners. Alright, and here's where things get tricky because we see now that Mark and Knox are both working on their last rose and they're going to move on to the watering phase of the race. Everyone has now moved on to the watering phase, and it still looks as though Mark is in first place for now. But out of nowhere, Akira, who is in last place this whole time, suddenly becomes first and manages to sit down before anyone else. So congratulations, Akira, you have won the Power of Veto. Now this will be Akira's second Power of Veto win, and since he is nominated, I think we all know how he's going to use it. So why don't we go ahead and head on back into the living room and continue on with the Power of Veto ceremony. And once again, congratulations, Akira. You have won this week's Power of Veto, and you have won the chance to save yourself from the block. You will no longer face eviction this Friday. However, there is now an empty seat next to Knox, which means Zoe, as our HOH, has to pick a replacement nominee. And Zoe has picked Vanessa as the replacement nominee, which means Knox and Vanessa, the two of you are up on the block, and one of you will be going home this Friday. And I am pretty shocked to see the showmans sitting side by side. I know throughout most of the season, you guys have been rooting for Vanessa or Knox's downfall, so I'm pretty curious to hear what you guys think now that both of them are on the block and one of them will be going home this Friday. Thank you guys for putting up with my somewhat irregular scheduling. I've actually been getting used to my work schedule. We're going to power through the rest of the season as we only have a handful of episodes left. And for the Big Brother UK update, the casting has been closed, and I have picked the 16 house guests that will move into the house. However, do not be afraid to keep submitting Sims, as you never know if I might have some late intruders into the season. Now, the season won't be premiering until January, but make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and all that stuff. That way you're not only notified for this season, but you're also notified about Big Brother UK. And I'll see you guys at the eviction. Bye.